Greetings, Earthlings. How y'all doing out there? This is Shadra from Elevate Consciousness, and today I wanted to discuss the architect and the oracle. If I am the father of the matrix, she would undoubtedly be its mother, the architect. The architect is not just the father of the matrix, he is the godfather. That is to say, he is the father God because he is God, one of mankind's conceptions of the male aspect of God, the white side of the yin-yang. He is the personification of the ultimate male energy and force of the whole universe and reality itself. There are many different ways this energy could be depicted, and here the Wachowskis have chosen the old man with a white beard and white clothing. He is the archetype of the father, king of the family, called God the Father in the Trinity of God from the Christian Bible. Seeing God as parents is fitting. When we are babies and children, our parents are our gods. In Chinese culture, when the parents pass on, they are somewhat worshipped like gods. Perhaps having children is one of the closest ways we can get to being godlike. I personally believe God, a word that is open to endless interpretation, is actually like our parent, watching over us and loving us unconditionally, but unable to fix our problems. As the human race, we must learn to fix our own problems, or we are bound to just repeat the same mistakes. We are the baby chick, and God cannot help us break out of our shell. He is the archetype of Santa Claus, looking down on us from the clouds and wisely judging all deeds as either good or bad. He is Odin, the Allfather. He is Zeus. In Freemasonry, he is called the great architect of the universe. He is made in humanity's image, for he is the manifestation of the need to understand and create a stable and suitable reality for all of the human souls to inhabit. He represents the light, the male principle. He is the left brain of the human collective consciousness. He is the god of logic, math, science, straightforwardness, and the obvious truth. He is a reflection of mankind's male ego, which has now become integrated in the AI's programming as well. Perhaps the future of the Matrix is akin to Ray Kurzweil's idea of the singularity, human biology and consciousness merging with AI and technology to become something totally new, a new dimension of being that would be impossible to imagine. The architect actually is the part of human consciousness that is most similar to a computer, the kind of thinking based on rules, memorization, and calculation, lacking connection to emotion and empathy. He has no empathy, no feeling. His kind of logic is very simplistic and on the surface. Therefore, he looks down on humanity's need for change, chaos, and imperfection. To him, humans are simply illogical. To this end, he states, "The first matrix I designed was quite naturally perfect. It was a work of art, flawless, sublime, a triumph equaled only by its monumental failure. The inevitability of its doom is as apparent to me now as a consequence of the imperfection inherent in every human being." In the first movie, Agent Smith says, "Did you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world where none suffered, where everyone would be happy? It was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Entire crops were lost. Some believe that we lacked the programming language to describe your perfect world. But I believe that, as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. So the perfect world was a dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from." Like the architect, Agent Smith is also operating from this left-brain computer-like way of thinking that doesn't understand the beauty and complexity of what they would consider imperfection, that is change, chaos, and novelty. Their perfect world would be more like a video game where there would be no more challenges, all levels won with all rewards unlocked already. Thus, no more change, no more danger, and no more fun. We need difficulty, and in fact, we need tragedy. We need it because it helps us have a greater appreciation for peace and harmony. Without it, life loses meaning and humanity falls into a cycle of hedonism, narcissism, and superficial egotistical pursuits. Without ugliness, we could never know beauty. Without bitter, we could never know sweet. This kind of logic goes beyond what the computer-like thinking of the left brain is capable of. Good is good, and bad is also good, because without bad, there is no good. All is good, all is one. Without light, there is no dark, and vice versa. You must accept both. The imperfection of life gives it meaning. It gives us something to work and strive for. Transcending the duality of the matrix means transcending these finite concepts of good and bad to see the bigger picture, which is in fact infinite. Life at best is bittersweet, perfectly imperfect. In this particular depiction, the architect represents the light and the oracle is the dark. As the female aspect of God in right brain consciousness, she is the God Mother. That is to say, she is the Mother God. She is the representation of the ultimate female yin energy of the universe, Empress and Queen of the family. She is Guanyin and Mother Mary. He is Father Sky and she is Mother Earth. She is Gaia. She is the soulful grandmother with deep, endless wisdom and understanding. She is night, mysterious, intuitive, indirect, and circular. He represents rules and repetition. She represents free will, chaos, and the unexpected. She is emotion, she is love, creativity, and imagination, as well as empathy, sympathy, sensitivity, and compassion. The architect is fire and air. The oracle is earth and water. He is the sun, she is the moon. He is high, she is deep. He is ego, she is soul. He is the material and she is the inner spiritual realm, with a different kind of logic that goes beyond the obvious and into infinity, the incalculable. How can you calculate a dream? That is like scientifically analyzing matter in a dream. At some point, the rules of matter will not make sense because in a dream, the matter does not actually exist. And this material reality, aka the Matrix, is in fact a very real dream. That is why the laws of quantum physics appear to not make sense by the current human standards of reality. And that is the reason the equation of the Matrix doesn't balance, allowing for the existence of the anomaly that is Neo. The architect is conscious thought, she is subconscious feeling. It is her programming of consciousness that makes the Matrix fun, interesting, unexpected, dangerous, and real. With her mysterious ways, she gives life a deeper purpose other than just survival. The Oracle says to Neo about the architect, that's his purpose, to balance an equation. Neo says, what's your purpose? Oracle replies, to unbalance it. As Agent Smith is ruled by left brain thinking and thus the architect, Neo leads with the right brain, following the way of the Oracle, of love, spirit, and free will, and this is why he is able to make the so-called illogical choice to save Trinity by taking the door on the right. We have two hemispheres of the brain for a reason, because we need them both. To only use one side is to only be half human. We need to use both memorization and creativity, stability and change. One of the ideas that the Matrix trilogy is suggesting is that modern-day society has become unbalanced and overly left-brain in its thinking, causing many to feel lost and disconnected with present-day culture and living under an oppressive sense of what is considered normal. There will always be those more free-thinking outsiders like Neo who seek in life something deeper and more meaningful, and ideally bringing this deeper meaning and wisdom back as a boon to society. The root meaning of arc is the first, leader and master. The root meaning of tech is builder. To build requires matter. Therefore, the architect is the master builder and god of the material aspect of the Matrix simulation. Oracle comes from the root oro, which means to speak or to pray. An oracle is a priest or priestess serving as the medium between the spiritual and material world with the responsibility of delivering the sacred messages from the divine. She is the god and energy of the spiritual world, the real world. Architect starts with A. A is alpha, and alpha means one, which represents the beginning. Oracle starts with O. O is omega, which means the ending. It represents the moon coming full circle. Beginning and ending, 1 and 0, alpha, omega. Together, they represent the binary universe, lingam and yoni. In the Matrix movie, the vat of liquid represents the head, the body represents the brain, and the program of the Matrix symbolizes the consciousness of that brain. Neo is a living awareness that is inside his own consciousness, slowly waking up to his true infinite being. The architect and oracle are Neo's left and right brain consciousnesses that have been externalized into his dream world as archetypal gods. The unification of these opposite poles of consciousness gives birth to the illusion of the material reality known as the Matrix. Everything that has a beginning has an end. The Oracle. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Thank you for tuning in to this frequency. If you did like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Shadra. Peace up and elevate consciousness constantly.